Welcome back, traders. How are you doing? So the past week, there are a lot of terrible things that are going on around the world. If you're watching this, I hope you're safe. I pray for your safety and for your family as well. But other than that, I can't do much else for you besides give you my market outlook. So let's go ahead and just do that right now. This is going to be my market outlook on index futures for the week of June 15th. So starting with S&P, this is the weekly chart. I am looking at the buy side liquidity above these equal highs, although we may get some retracement. As I said in my last week's video, we have this weekly SIBI. Last week we tapped into it and we had an indecisive candle, but it does look like it may be holding up as resistance. And with all this stuff going on around the world, I think we are due for some retracement. On the weekly chart, we have this weekly SIBI. We could retrace back into it and use this as support. And below here, we do have this weekly volume balance. I think this weekly volume balance is a little bit more enticing. We also have a monthly rejection block, but let's go ahead and go into the daily chart and see if we could get more detail. So zooming into the daily, you can see that last week we did tap into that weekly SIBI, and then on Friday we had a pretty big drop down and took out the sell side liquidity below this swing low. If you look left, we also had this daily SIBI right here projecting all the way around. You can see that we did tap into that as well. Now it could go lower, it could go into this weekly SIBI in orange. We could go for this swing low right here, about 50% of the SIBI. And should we go into the lower half or even trade below this SIBI, we do have this swing low here, sell side liquidity below here, and also that weekly volume imbalance. So that's why I think it's pretty likely for us to retrace and tap into this weekly volume imbalance, especially since we have sell side liquidity below this low. But other than that, I'm not really seeing any inefficiencies. And if you see this big leg right here, I'm not seeing any other inefficiencies as well. So I think the most likely candidate is going to be the sell side liquidity below this swing low and this weekly volume imbalance. Now going to Nasdaq on the weekly chart, we do see those relative equal highs for the buy side. Again, I am still looking for that. We still pump up for that if we use this weekly inversion fair value gap. You can see that even though we closed down, we did close in the upper half, so there is a possibility for us to rally up for the relative equal highs. However, I'm going to go align with ES and think that we may be going lower for a retracement. Now, if we do get a retracement lower, I'm looking at this fair value gap here on the weekly chart. I don't have it annotated on my chart because on the left side here, I do have this weekly SIBI that I drew all the way through, and it's within that big weekly SIBI as well, along with this volume imbalance. So there's a lot of inefficiencies here. I think we could definitely retrace into somewhere in this area. But let's go down to the daily chart and get a little bit more detail. Now going down to a daily chart, you didn't see this on the weekly, but we do have this daily SIBI that I was keeping an eye on. I was looking for price to actually drop into here, and then I was thinking maybe we can do some retracing. So let's go ahead and zoom into the most recent price action. Now last week we did go up for that daily SIBI, and then just like ES on Friday, we dropped down for the sell side below this swing low, and we ended up creating relative equal lows. Now, even though we did close in the upper half of this weekly SIBI, I do think that there is more chances for price to go down lower. And then I'm looking at this daily BISI. Before it was used as support, so I think we could go down below it, use it as inversion, go down lower for the sell side below this low, and of course the sell side below this low. Remember, this was that weekly BISI. Now I don't have it drawn, but even on the daily, you can see we have a big daily BISI that overlaps with that weekly inversion fair value gap and also that weekly volume imbalance. So I'm thinking price can draw down below the sell side here and also just go into somewhere around this price level. So that'll do it this time. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I hope that you and your family are staying safe in these trying times. You can help me by giving this video a like and subscribing for more. But until I see you guys next time, safe trading.